All right, let's dive into some seriously delicious and healthy suhoor recipes. We're talking about the pre-dawn meal during Ramadan. You guys shared a bunch of great resources with us, so we're gonna break them down for you.
Exactly.
So you can build like the ultimate pre-dawn meal plan. Get ready for some tasty fuel to power you through the day.
Yeah. And not just any recipes, right? These are going to help you avoid those energy crashes
Yeah.
and stay, feeling good while you're fasting.
Okay, so first up, we've got the protein-packed Greek yogurt bowl. I know what you might be thinking, yogurt for suhoor.
Yeah.
But trust me on this one, this isn't your average yogurt.
Yeah, it's all about that Greek yogurt, right? It is a protein powerhouse, and that's what's going to keep you full and feeling good for a long time, especially when you've got those long stretches between suhoor and iftar.
Oh, for sure. You want to be feeling full and energized for hours. And I see this recipe also calls for chia seeds. Now, I've heard those are great for hydration. Is that true?
They are, yeah. Chia seeds are like those little hydration heroes. They absorb so much liquid, they kind of form this gel, and that helps you stay hydrated for longer.
Wow.
It's kind of like a slow-release hydration system.
That's really cool. I like that. And I see it also includes nuts and flax seeds. Is there a reason for those?
Yeah, adding those in is a great idea because then you're getting those healthy fats and fiber, which not only keeps you full, but also helps regulate your digestion.
Okay, so it's not just about loading up on protein. It's really about a balance of nutrients
This
to kind of
sounds good.
keep everything working smoothly.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of balance, let's move on to a recipe that really emphasizes complex carbs for sustained energy. The whole wheat avocado and egg toast. This is a personal favorite.
Ooh, funny you should say that. That's one I've been wanting to try. I love avocado toast in the morning, but sometimes I find myself getting hungry again pretty quickly. Is that because of the type of bread?
That could be it, yeah. White bread is made from refined grains, and those are digested really quickly, so you get those energy spikes and then you crash. But whole wheat bread, that's made from whole grains, so it's digested slower, and you get sustained energy.
Oh, okay. So swapping out white bread for whole wheat, that could make a big difference. For how long I feel full? What about the avocado and the egg? What roles do they play?
Well, the avocado, that brings healthy fats, which, like we were talking about, helps you feel full. And the egg, of course, provides protein. So together, it's a great trio of nutrients. It'll keep you feeling good for hours.
I love that. Okay, we've got our protein-packed option and our complex carb champion. But now, I have to admit, I'm a bit of a pancake fanatic. But I tend to avoid them because they always seem to be loaded with sugar. Is there any way to enjoy pancakes without that sugar crash?
There is. You're in luck.
Yeah.
There's this great recipe in here for banana and oat pancakes. They're naturally sweet and packed with fiber. The secret ingredient is blended oats. They add this delicious nutty flavor. And they give you those slow-releasing carbs that we've been talking about.
So I can actually have my pancakes and eat them too.
You can.
Amazing. What about like traditional pancake syrup? Is there a healthy swap for that?
Yeah, you can try. A drizzle of honey, or maybe a dollop of unsweetened Greek yogurt. But honestly, these pancakes are so flavorful, you might not even need any toppings.
That's awesome. Now, let's talk about something a little lighter, maybe something for those mornings when I'm like really pressed for time. What's the story with this high fiber overnight chia pudding?
Oh, this chia pudding. Total lifesaver during Ramadan. Remember how we were talking about chia seeds being those hydration heroes? Well, this pudding really puts them front and center. You just mix everything together the night before, let it sit in the fridge, and boom, you've got a delicious and hydrating breakfast waiting for you.
Oh, that sounds really easy. Perfect for those busy mornings. And it's packed with fiber too, right?
Absolutely. The chia seeds themselves are a great source of fiber, which, like we said, helps with digestion. And it keeps you feeling full. Plus, you can add in other fiber-rich ingredients too, like berries or chopped nuts.
Perfect. Okay, last but not least, we've got the lentil and vegetable soup with whole grain bread. This one feels like a really comforting and warming option, especially if it's a chilly morning.
Yeah, for sure. And don't let the simplicity fool ya. This soup is a nutritional powerhouse. Lentils are a fantastic source of plant-based protein and fiber, and the vegetables add a whole spectrum of vitamins and minerals.
I love that.
Plus, having something warm can be really soothing in the early morning.
It does sound like the perfect way to start the day during Ramadan. Now, before we jump into the specific details of each recipe, you mentioned some additional suhoor tips. Let's dive into those, because I'm really interested in maximizing my energy and hydration throughout the day.
Absolutely. One of the most important things is to stay hydrated. It might sound obvious, but it's easy to forget to drink enough water, especially when you're busy getting ready in the morning. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the night and during your suhoor meal.
Right. Makes sense. I know dehydration can definitely lead to fatigue, and that's the last thing I want during Ramadan. Are there any other tips for staying energized?
You mentioned that you love salty foods,
I do.
but that might be something to watch out for during suhoor. A little salt's okay, but too much can actually dehydrate you.
Oh, interesting. So salty foods are out. What about caffeine? I usually need a cup of coffee to get going in the morning.
Yeah, caffeine, a small amount might be okay for some people, but it's best to limit your intake during suhoor. Caffeine's a diuretic, which means it increases urine production, so it could potentially dehydrate you.
Okay, so maybe swap my coffee for herbal tea or water during suhoor. Got it. What about specific foods to prioritize?
Well, you've already hit on some of the key ones with these recipes. Focus on including protein, fiber, and healthy fats in your suhoor meal. They all work together to keep you feeling full, energized, and satisfied for a longer time.
So it really is all about balance and choosing those nutrient-rich foods that are really going to fuel my body throughout the day.
Exactly.
This is all making so much sense. I've honestly never thought about my suhoor meal this strategically before. It's always just been about grabbing something quick and easy.
Yeah, but it's great that you're putting so much thought into it now, because remember, suhoor is like setting the foundation for a successful day of fasting. It's your chance to really nourish your body and prepare for the hours ahead.
Okay, so we've covered some amazing recipes and essential suhoor tips. Let's actually dive into the specifics of each recipe now. What are the key ingredients for the protein-packed Greek yogurt bowl?
Okay, so you'll want to start with some good quality Greek yogurt. Plain or flavored, it's your choice. Then add in a tablespoon or two of chia seeds, a little drizzle of honey or maple syrup for some sweetness, some sliced banana for flavor, and a sprinkle of chopped almonds, walnuts, or flax seeds for that extra crunch and nutritional boost.
Okay, that sounds delicious and
Yeah.
super easy to assemble. That's definitely going on my suhoor meal plan. What about the whole wheat avocado and egg toast? What are the must-have ingredients for that one?
So for this one, you'll need a slice of whole wheat toast. I personally love sourdough, but any whole wheat will do. Then you mash half an avocado on the toast and add your choice of a perfectly boiled or scrambled egg. Season it with a little salt and pepper, maybe a pinch of chili flakes if you like it spicy, and then finish it off with a drizzle of olive oil for those healthy fats.
Okay, that settles it. I am trying that one tomorrow morning. Now for those pancake cravings, can you walk us through the banana and oat pancakes?
All right, so you take about a cup of rolled oats and blend them into a flour-like consistency. Then you mash one ripe banana, add an egg, about a half a cup of almond milk, a dash of cinnamon for that warmth, and a teaspoon of baking powder for the fluffiness. Mix it all together. And then you cook them up like you would traditional pancakes.
I love how simple and healthy these recipes are. They seem easy enough to whip up even on busy mornings. Now, let's talk about the high-fiber overnight chia pudding. What makes this one so special?
This one is all about convenience and hydration. So in a jar or a container, combine a quarter cup of chia seeds with a cup of your favorite milk, a tablespoon of honey or maple syrup, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Give it a good stir, cover it, and let it sit in the fridge overnight. The chia seeds will absorb the liquid and create this nice pudding-like consistency.
Sounds perfect for those mornings when I hit the snooze button one too many times. What about the lentil and vegetable soup with whole grain bread? What are the key components of that recipe?
Okay, this one's a bit more involved, but it's totally worth it. So you start by sauteing some onions, garlic, and your favorite vegetables, like carrots, celery, zucchini. Then you add in a cup of red lentils, vegetable broth, and your favorite spices. Let it simmer until the lentils are cooked through and the soup is thickened. And then you serve it with a nice slice of whole grain bread. It's a complete and satisfying meal.
All of these recipes sound incredibly delicious and nourishing. I'm so excited to try them out during Ramadan. And thanks for sharing those additional suhoor tips. I'm going to make sure to stay hydrated, avoid salty foods, and limit my caffeine intake.
You got it. And remember, these recipes are just a starting point. Feel free to get creative and experiment with different flavors and ingredients. The most important thing is to create a suhoor meal plan that works for you and helps you feel your best throughout the day.
You've given me so much to think about. I feel much more confident about planning my suhoor meals for Ramadan. What are your final thoughts before we wrap up?
One of my favorite things to do is prepare a larger batch of one of these recipes, so I have leftovers for another suhoor meal. It's a huge time saver. and it ensures that I always have a healthy option ready to go.
That's such a smart idea. I'm all about simplifying my routine, especially during Ramadan. And I
Yeah.
love the idea of having a delicious and nutritious meal already prepped and waiting for me in the fridge. It really takes the stress out of those early morning hours.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that tip. All right, we'll be back in just a bit with part 2 of our deep dives. So stay tuned. I can already see myself making a big batch of that lentil soup on the weekend to enjoy throughout the week. It's all about setting myself up for success.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, these recipes are just a starting point. Feel free to experiment with different flavors and ingredients to find what works best for you. Maybe you swap out the banana in the pancakes for some berries,
Well,
or add some spinach to your yogurt bowl.
ooh, spinach in the yogurt bowl. Like that. I love that you're encouraging us to get creative in the kitchen. It's so easy to get stuck in a rut, especially with, early morning meals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, don't be afraid to share these recipes with your family and friends. Maybe you could even have like a suhoor recipe swap, or, cook together before Ramadan begins. It's a great way to make those pre-dawn meals more enjoyable and connect with loved ones.
I love that. It's so much more fun to cook and share meals with others. It definitely takes the focus off of that early wake-up call.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that often gets overlooked when talking about suhoor is the importance of mindful eating. Take your time to savor each bite, chew your food thoroughly, and pay attention to your body's signals of fullness.
That's a really good point. It's so easy to rush through meals, especially when you're trying to squeeze everything in before sunrise. But slowing down and really savoring the food can make a huge difference in how satisfied you feel.
Exactly. It allows your body to properly digest the food and absorb all those amazing nutrients. Remember, suhoor is not just about filling your stomach. It's about nourishing your body and soul.
This has been such an insightful and inspiring deep dive. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on suhoor and how to make those pre-dawn meals, both delicious and nutritious. Any final words of wisdom before we sign off?
Just remember, Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection and growth, and suhoor is an important part of that journey. So approach it with intention. Choose foods that fuel your body and mind, and enjoy the process of nourishing yourself.
Beautifully said. I'm feeling energized and excited to put all of these tips and recipes into practice. A huge thank you to you for sharing your expertise and helping us unlock the secrets to a healthy and happy Ramadan. And to all our listeners, Ramadan Mubarak. May your suhoor meals be filled with deliciousness and nourishment. Until next time. I can already see myself making a big batch of that lentil soup, on the weekend to enjoy throughout the week.
Yeah.
It's all about setting myself up for success.
Absolutely. And, like I was saying before, feel free to experiment with different flavors and ingredients to find what really works best for you. Maybe you want to swap out the banana in the pancakes for some berries, or add some spinach to your yogurt bowl.
Oh, spinach in the yogurt bowl. That sounds amazing. I love that you're encouraging us to get creative in the kitchen. It's so easy to just get stuck in a rut, especially when it comes to early morning meals.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what else I was thinking? Don't be afraid to share these recipes with family and friends. Maybe have a suhoor recipe swap.
Oh, I love that idea.
Or cook together before Ramadan begins.
That's great.
It's always more fun to cook and share meals with others.
For sure.
It definitely takes the focus off of that early wake-up call.
Yeah, it really does. One thing that I think often gets overlooked when we talk about suhoor is the importance of mindful eating. Really, take your time to savor each bite, chew your food thoroughly, and pay attention to your body's signals of fullness.
That's such a good point. It's so easy to just rush through meals, especially when you're trying to squeeze everything in before sunrise. But you're right, slowing down and really savoring the food can make a huge difference in how satisfied I feel.
Absolutely. It allows your body to properly digest the food and absorb all those amazing nutrients. Suhoor isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about nourishing your body and soul.
This has been such an insightful and inspiring deep dive. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on suhoor and how to make those pre-dawn meals both delicious and nutritious. Before we sign off, any final words of wisdom?
Just remember, Ramadan is a time for spiritual reflection and growth, and suhoor was an important part of that journey. So approach it with intention. Choose foods that fuel your body and mind, and enjoy the process of nourishing yourself.
Beautifully said. I'm feeling energized and excited to put all of these tips and recipes into practice. A huge thank you to you for sharing your expertise with us and helping us unlock the secrets to a healthy and happy Ramadan. And to all our listeners, Ramadan Mubarak. May your suhoor meals be filled with deliciousness and nourishment. Until next time.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Tu hi meri Mola tu hi meri Mola Allah tu hi meri Mola tu hi meri Mola Allah tu hi meri Mola tu hi meri Mola Allah tu hi meri Mola tu hi meri Mola Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Subhanallah walhamdulillah la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar Subhanallah